Okay, now we will continue on with part two of our relationship selling introduction chapter. By now you've seen part one. Part two is a little bit shorter, and we're going to talk about careers and we're going to talk about sales training. So let's get started. Continuing on with our introduction for selling and relationship selling, as I said before, there are many career opportunities in business goods. Many of you will find yourselves, if you're going into a sales role, will find yourself in a business goods sales role. Really the three major categories, and there's a multiple of different categories, but the three major categories are your industrial salespeople. Those are people that specifically sell industrial goods to other manufacturers. Some people would call them OEMs, or original equipment manufacturers. An example of this would be, say, selling hoses or valves to heavy equipment like earth-moving equipment or hydraulics, for hydraulics or something like that. Industrial salespeople can also be selling, say, electronic components to automobile manufacturers, or steel or something like that to, say, Boeing or aircraft manufacturers. Again, oftentimes those are referred to OEM sales reps, where they sell to original equipment manufacturers like the automobile industry, the heavy machinery industry, etc. Then you have sales engineers or applications engineers. Those are people that go out and they understand different applications, take those applications back to their companies, and then they develop a custom application for that particular customer. Robotics would be an example of that, where you're customizing a robotic arm for manufacturing or something like that. And then finally, field salespeople, where they're selling a particular product that maybe transcends different markets and transcends different customers. For instance, when I was a wee lad and first started my sales career, I sold for Vestal Laboratories. We sold germicidal disinfectants, mostly to hospitals, for operating rooms and clean rooms like that. We also sold to chemical manufacturers. We also sold to pharmaceutical manufacturers, and we even sold to some restaurants. Anywhere that you needed to make sure that it was clean and disinfectant, we would sell that. We would have different products for different particular markets, but I, as a field salesperson, transcended those markets from hospitals to chemical to pharmaceutical to even restaurant. On the retail side, there's direct salespeople. Those are people that will sell direct to the consumer. An example of that would be Avon, or Tea Light Candles or something like that. But the majority of it would be retail selling, and that retail selling could be online or it could be at a retail store. So let's talk about CRM. From a sales perspective and from a marketing perspective, CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Customer relationship management is just that. You're managing a relationship with your customer. Now, the book and the PowerPoints that we're going to be talking about, they generally speaking use software as their CRM. Software is a tool for CRM. But what I want to make sure that is clear to you is CRM is just that. It's managing your customer relationship. Software is only a tool to do that. But basically, a sales rep, especially in this day and age where there's a huge information explosion and information is at your buyer's fingertips all the time, we need to make sure that we're managing our relationships and we're doing relationship selling. We're not just going door to door, but we're actually understanding our prospects' needs. Then we're fitting our product or solution to those needs in order to solve a problem. That is customer relationship management. After chapter 4, or after the first week of our classes, we're going to get into customer relationship management. and we're going to get into relationship selling. We're going to use a particular concept called spin selling in order to do that. SPIN is an acronym. But suffice it to say, there are tools available for customer relationship management. But customer relationship management in itself is not a tool. It's the way you manage your customers in order to find their needs, understand their needs, and then solve their needs with a particular product or service. However, in this particular case, we're going to talk about different software tools. The number one software tool out there for customer relationship management is Salesforce.com. Most companies use Salesforce.com, and when you get involved with a company, they will train you on how to use Salesforce.com. Salesforce.com is a lot like Windows. It is simply a platform, and then the particular company puts their front end on it and their back end on it to make it more user-friendly to their particular industry, their particular clients, or their particular company, or what they're doing. NetSuite, Sugar CRM, SalesLogic, and Siebel are all CRM systems. However, make no mistake, most of you, if you get out in a sales role, will be using Salesforce.com. The last concept we're going to talk about is really training. Sales representative needs training. Starting week 2 here in this class, I'm going to train you on how to sell. I'm going to train you on needs development. I'm going to train you on implications and how implications will help you solve a product or a solution to a particular company's needs. We're going to talk about presentation skills. We're going to talk about handling objectives. But the big thing is uncovering needs. We're going to be talking a lot about uncovering needs. I am going to give you the tip of the sword. I only have 7 weeks to do it. We're going to do a lot of role playing so that you guys are comfortable with the sales methodology that I'm teaching you. So that is going to be your foray into sales training. However, most of the sales training that you're going to get is going to be from your company. Now, that company could have corporate sponsored training where they do their own training. They could have training provided by commercial vendors. For instance, at one point in time, and I still do sales training on the side as a consultant. So I'll go into companies and I'll help them train their sales force on how to uncover needs and for needs development. There's different certification programs out on the web that you can buy where I don't think they're as effective, where sales reps can be trained and certified. And then, of course, the college and university courses that you're taking now. Many colleges and university has a sales major. We at St. John Fisher have a sales minor where we do a lot of sales training that really helps you prepare for your sales career out there. This is a really good place to leave off for Chapter 1, and this is a really good place to end our introduction to relationship selling because it talks about sales training and it talks about what we're going to be doing for the rest of the semester. So with that, I will leave off, and I will see you in the next video, which is going to be covering Chapter 4. Take care. See you soon.